What's up, YouTube? What's up, Discord? What's up, you NVTS freaks? So I noticed today that most of the stocks moving were energy stocks in the nuclear sector. Um, One of the biggest draws for NVTS for NVIDIA and for its customers is that they are going to help reduce power consumption by 5% and maintenance costs by 70%. But yeah, you can look at any of the trending stocks. I mean, Oklo is utter garbage, guys. They don't even have. They're just blueprints. They don't even have anything. I would not be putting one penny into Oklo. But there's other companies like Nano Nuclear, um, SMR, like New Scale Power Corp, UEC, Uranium Energy Corp. Basically, the whole uranium sector is going berserk today. They're all up like 25%. The other day, Elon Musk, just like 2 days ago, Elon Musk was talking about how power consumption. He said like we don't have as enough power for the power draw we're going to need. 1 second here. I'm gonna just pop that up. Sorry, so I loaded it up here. Two days ago, May 20th, Tuesday, says AI can run into power issues as early as next year. Okay, so when he's telling you the richest man on the planet, who's a rocket scientist who builds rockets and runs a car company that runs on battery power and sells power to homes with solar power, and as a satellite company. Basically, he's in every facet of electronic space you could think of. Um, when he's telling you there's going to be power issues, it's another, it's another, it's another tick in the right direction for our stock. So we were dumping this morning. I bought the dip. I bought the dip again. Uh, and then I sold because I'm holding a significant amount of shares. But I'm just saying I'm ready to buy here. If it wants to dip again, I'm just ready to load even more. It's okay. Every other stock, guys, went double digits that Nvidia has been a part of. Okay, 1 year, 1 day. Sound went from $3 to $25. This is SoundHound AI. And even to this day, even though Nvidia sold the stock, guys, it's still $9.50. RXRX was another one that they got involved with. It's like a pharma company. It it pumped. I think it was in July. So this one made it to about $16, but let's just call it 13. Okay, this was like a pharma stock. They're still in the position. I grokked it. They haven't left. Nvidia. The stock is $4. They haven't left. Yeah, I don't. I'm not big on pharma. I don't like pharma. But here's a robotics company that they are involved in, and it's currently pumping. You can see it was 466, and now it's 12. It's up 200 300% here, guys. And it hasn't had any headlines like we've had. But look where it went after the Nvidia partnership. It went from $1.77. Does that sound like anybody else? We were like $1.88 to $25. Multiple times it peaked to 20. We're sitting at 463. And then you have obviously this stupid ass dumpster diver, CoreWeave, which has just gone ballistic. Let me say stupid because I mean, yesterday going to 116 after like 9 straight days of red days or green days is a bit much. But anyways, anything attached to Nvidia, guys, is clutch. I'm again, like I said, all this is where we were at. We were in the dollar. We were under $2, and we popped from there. I'm ready to buy every dip if it tries to fall on the EMAs because these are you're looking at. Sorry, let me change this from the 1 day to the 15 minute. Right, you've got support running up. The 200 EMAs coming up to like it's going to be $4 probably by close. 3.95, $4, something like that. And then if you go to the hourly, it's about, 200 is very low. We're not going back there. There'd literally be no reason to go back there. But the 48 is up there. So it's like $4. So we're gonna have strong support at $4 no matter what. Price action has been crazy today, like dropped to 422, all the way up to 492, and now we're all the way back to 464. Guys, we were up like 160%. So dropping even dropping 10% is really not a big deal. Like, it sucks. No one wanted to have a drop day 2. We wanted the run to keep going, like CoreWeave or whatever else. But the whole market is red today, including Nvidia. If I'm not mistaken, I had Apple open. Let me check Nvidia. Yeah, so Nvidia is down a 1.5%, and that might not sound like a lot, but for a $3.3 trillion company with billions of shares being down $2 almost, you're talking billions of dollars. Anyways, the whole market is red. The Qs are red, so that's going to work against us no matter what. I would think. Are we immune to a lot of the Nvidia negative news? I think so. So, like, when they go to do earnings here next week, if they even mention that power is going to be an issue, that's a positive for us. Tariffs, is that going to be a problem for us? No, this is an American company. So we avoid that issue, which is also perfect for Nvidia, right? So we have a lot of immunity to some of the negative news that could be coming, but I just wanted to show you guys what you could do if you wanted to reduce your risk on this play, but still get involved if you're not already involved, or if you're already involved and you wanted to maybe add to the position or protect yourself. So what you could do is do a cover call. I'm not going to do that because I think this is going double digits. The chain goes to $12. So you have to think about that, guys. Yesterday they added 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. They didn't exist yesterday. The stock was $2, and then they added options chains that went up to $12. Why would they do that? I'm inclined to think they might know something here. I'm just gonna buy some stock at this price real quick. Nope, there it goes. We filled a couple hundred shares there, 250 shares at 461. It's touching VWAP, so I'm gonna get in. I am swing trading this today. I don't really want to increase my position. I'm holding a lot of shares, but I am kind of actively swing trading this. So we'll see what happens there, but I will take some dips. Anyways, so they've added these chains, but I'm not gonna pursue that. But what, like, if you're like, yeah, I'm fine getting, say, $6, right? I got in at 4, I'll take 6. That's 50% profit. Well, you can get paid 50 cents a share to do it. You just, as long as you have 100 shares, you click sell to open, $6 strike. And these are monthlies. They're for June. I also think next week we're going to see weeklies being added here. I don't think we're going to be stuck with just monthlies. So that's going to actually help us out, I think, because that's going to add some eyes on top of our options chain. Monthlies aren't as attractive to people. Now, conversely, this is what I wanted to get to, is you could sell puts, okay? And when the market is red or the stock is red, that's actually good for selling puts because it adds value to the put. As you can see, most of the puts are green and most of the calls are red. I'm not saying buy puts, so make sure you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying sell them. So if somebody's bearish, they're going to buy the put. If you're bullish, you would sell the put. That means you think it's going to go up, or if you're unsure but you're leaning bullish, right? So let's say you were to sell a $4 strike. Right, the stock is trading at 460 right now. If you sell a $4 strike, you get paid about 55 cents. It says 54. Let's just call it 50 cents for easy math, okay? That means that your cost basis will only be $3.50. If the stock drops to $4 by June 20th, you're going to get assigned shares. You're going to get assigned 100 shares for every contract, okay? Those 100 shares, you've only paid $3.50 for because you got paid 50 cents, well, 54 cents, right? To actually open that position. Yeah, you can go even down all the way to 350, 350, 32 cents. You know, if the stock falls to 350 or lower, you get assigned shares at a cost of 350, and your cost basis is now only going to be $3.18 because it's 32 cents. So, for quick math, 30 cents from 350 is 320. So your cost basis is below 320, right? Getting down to 3, your risk reward is cut even further, but your reward is almost nothing, right? You're only getting $17 per contract for like a 1 month hold. It's May 23. So you're not really getting a lot of money out of that, but again, it's just adding exposure, putting buy pressure on the stock as well, because they're going to see open interest. Look how many thousands of open interest there is here. 3,500. This is probably the same person because it's 3,530 exactly. 3,530. Someone is selling a shit ton of these. And then you've got, 2,000 and all that. And then even here, you've got thousands open at the 12, thousands open at the 10, thousands open at 7, 4,000 open at 6. You've got a lot of bulls in the stock, but this is not necessarily bearish. This is equally bullish because for everyone buying a put, there's someone selling a put in my mind, right? And I look at this the same way too. It's equally bearish. Everybody thinks a loaded call options chain is bullish. Well, I mean, then you have these people that sold the calls today. They made 35, 44, 57. They made this money because they sold that to someone else. Someone else lost this and they made that, right? So there's two sides to the coin here when you're talking about options. But yeah, that's just one way to kind of get some exposure. You don't have to just buy shares and hold, right? You can sell puts if you want to own shares at a lower price or just get paid premium, right? If the stock never falls to these prices, you're just keeping the money anyways and never getting any shares because the money goes into your account today. So we even like think about that, right? So for example, the $4, right? If you have enough money for 1,000 shares, you can sell 10 contracts at 4. Okay? Sell 10 contracts at 4. That's 51 cents a contract, which is 51 cents a share, and there's 100 shares in a contract, so they're $51 times 10. Times or hold on a second here. Sorry, $51. Yeah, $51 each times 10. So you would get $510. I don't know why I'm confusing myself. I'm still finishing my morning coffee. As you can see, I haven't done my hair or anything, but you get $510, right? You can go ahead and take that $510 and buy 111 shares. So you could actually buy another 100 shares, right? For free and then sell like a covered call on top of that if you felt like it. You're just giving yourself 100 shares totally for free. It's like 10%. You're giving yourself almost 10%, guys. Like these are paying crazy good right now because the stock went crazy, right? 51 cents on $4 is 12.75% return by June. Like if you went a whole year out, if you went all the way to December, $4 is paying $1.15. So, I mean, and you have to hold it to December. Or you can get paid 50 cents and only need to hold 1 month. Like 12.75% is insane, right? Your banks are paying you 0% on your savings account, maybe 1% for the whole year. And right, if you've got your money with their money managers, they're promising you anywhere from 4 to 7%, fingers crossed, right? Or if you're in a GIC or a T-bill, like some kind of trust or something, you're probably getting 4% or 5% right now in the States. In Canada, it's like 2.7. Like, it's shit, but we've been lowering our rates. You guys have been raising or holding your rates. Sorry. So you guys are getting anywhere from 4 or 5%. So 12.75% return is absolutely like crazy to even think about that, because that comes down to the implied volatility. You know, we're talking hundreds of percent here. CoreWeave was the same. Um, you know, it's very high as well, and that implies that the stock will be very volatile. I mean, even just look while we're talking, the stock has been bouncing around 10, 15, 20 cents just while I've recorded this video, right? That's extremely volatile. Anyways, I think blue skies ahead here. I think it's we're going higher. I certainly think we're getting double digits. I'm not certain how high, but like I gave you examples at the start of this video, that pretty much everything Nvidia has put its hands on, put its name on, right? The company didn't put its name on this. Nvidia put its name on this. It's turned to gold. It's a golden ticket. You'd be stupid not to get exposed to this in some fashion. Like, literally, even if you took a $2, you're getting $5, maybe shares at $2, which is what we were before, or 250, 253. Like, that is what I would personally call free money. 20 cents on a $3 strike is 6.7%. I would literally say that is free money. I don't think we will be below that by June. The only concern for me here of any capacity is if there was a corporate action, so and a negative one, not a positive one. So if they sold bonds, like if they sold some junk bonds, that would be fine. But we don't have any debt, so I don't know if they can sell bonds because we don't have debt. They could, I'm sure they could make debt. They could say, you know, we're aggressively expanding and we took out this loan and now we want to sell bonds against the loan and kind of double their money, basically, okay? Because they would literally be able to double their money. And that means they're selling that bad debt to somebody else and promising to pay a percentage back. If they did a dilution, which there's no reason to do a dilution though. They didn't do a dilution this whole time. They have no warrants, by the way. Their warrants all expired in 2022. So they didn't bother to do any diluting this whole time. They're not going to dilute the second that they get the best partner in the whole planet, Nvidia. Nvidia owns 80% of the market space, just of the whole tech sector. It owns 80% of it for this, what do you call it, GPUs and such. So you can't get a better partner. You know, we're currently pumping again, so I'm happy that I bought that dip there. And I'm not even holding. I'm just looking to scalp it right at 200 EMA. So even that, like, you know, you don't want to see, you know, day trading doesn't help, but getting that volume is going to add in as well. It's going to spook the shorts. Seeing, you know, like even our volume, guys, our volume today is 39 million. The market hasn't even been open for 2 hours. Okay, and we are we're almost double our average volume. Obviously, yesterday was like a freak of nature, right? I don't expect to get that kind of volume ever again, frankly. But I think we're doing fine. We're probably on pace for 80 to 100 million volume today, which is incredible. And again, over this long weekend, this stock's going to have time to resonate with some people. It's a cheap stock. It's affordable for anybody. Big money can get in, and it's like they don't even have to bat an eye. And everyday people can buy it. It's $5. It's $4.60 today. My cost basis is $5. I was doing a bunch of trading on it yesterday, so it doesn't really matter. I'm still up money on the play because I made so much on it yesterday. But I'm planning to hold this thing. I will buy more as it falls. You can see hundreds of shares, thousands of shares ready to buy as it falls. Like I'm that bullish on this play. Float is even good. Float is comparable to CoreWeave, right? The float is only 191 million. CoreWeave's is has most of it locked until September. But I mean, they still have 70 million shares that aren't locked. And when they do unlock, they have 550 million shares. We only have 191 million. We're way smaller than CoreWeave. And look what CoreWeave is squeezing to because of a small float, guys. Not because of sales or anything. CoreWeave doesn't make any money. CoreWeave loses money. CoreWeave lost $400 million on its earnings. So in its last quarter, it lost 400 million, and it says it's going to make 5.1 million in revenue. Revenue isn't that's not their net though. They're going to be losing money still. So they're gonna have 5.1 billion in sales, they think, for the year, and they're gonna have like probably 7 billion in losses, or 6.5 billion in losses. So in my mind, like, this is a shit co. It has 25 billion in debt, and just look what it's done just because of Nvidia. Well, also Microsoft and OpenAI, but that's a whole nother animal, and we'll see really what happens with OpenAI. And at any time, those companies like Microsoft and Nvidia can just straight up leave this company. Microsoft is for sure already working on their own cloud, like they literally have cloud. They include it with Windows, so they're just borrowing the GPU compute from these guys, and then they'll probably just bounce when they're ready on their own. So I mean, you have one that's growth and one that's already grown and exploded. What are you going to do? Where are you going to put your money, right? I'm just showcasing this is the strongest Nvidia stock that isn't Nvidia, right? And we are the lowest Nvidia stock that just got news on Wednesday. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. We're looking to be on pace for a red date. Like we've dropped again. The shorts are actively here, like 2.75 million short, 3 million short, 3.77 million short. We're still in this first bar, which is a bottom of like 450 up to 492. We're still in this like kind of mother candle. If we break below that, it's gonna suck. It's gonna probably go all the way down to 4. I don't see why it wouldn't, but so far we're in this sideways channel of around minus 10.5%. I think when the video started, we were like minus 8, and I said, even if we go to minus 10, like whatever, it's who cares? We were up 160%. So what are you gonna do, right? You and I were likely not up 160%. No, almost nobody was, except the insiders who had the information. But the stock was up 160%. So to lose 10 is a joke. And losing 10 doesn't mean 150%, by the way. Going up 160 and losing 10 is I believe more like losing 20, 25. Because like if you have $1 and you multiply it 2x, so plus 100%, you go to $2. But to go back to $1 is not 100%. It's 50%. So if you took a 50% loss, you would be right back at $1, right? So it's the same thing here. Minus 10% isn't like, we went up 160 and we're only down 10. It's really we're down like 25% or something like that. But we were up 160, so who cares? The Bears probably wanted to see this like, they probably wanted it down at that 385. And in the back of their minds, 270. Like they're expecting this to go all the way back to 200 EMA. Like why? As long as retail or whoever joined in this play yesterday doesn't just get cold feet and is holding, there's no way this thing goes back down. There's nothing negative about it that should push it down at this point. It was already a $22 stock, right? It already was there. It IPO'd at the end of 21. It listed, like de-SPACed, I guess. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, to $22. It spiked. 18 was the most volume. It slow bled all the way down to 350, went all the way up to 10. And in one day, that $2, we spiked all the way above all of this price action, all the way above all this juicy support. Look at all the support here. This is hard support, guys. all the way to the 450. It's like insane support for this stock. Uh, After that, you're going all the way up into the $7 range. Okay, you're going into the $7 range here. And from there, you're looking at around $9, right? You're getting up in and around here. And then sky's the limit. I'm holding, I intend to make 5 or 6 figures on this stock. It's my intentions. Again, barring any corporate action. So I hope this video helped you out. If it did, I haven't even mentioned it at all yet. If you could please join the Discord. It's a paid private Discord. There's about 200 members. If you click upgrade.chat/freefromit all, it will, it'll be pinned in the comments and pinned in the description. It'll take you to this splash page. Upgrade.chat is worth like Stripe. These payments go through Stripe. Stripe is like a $90 billion company, guys. This is all legitimate. This is how most of the paid Discords work these days. Monthly membership or premium, right? Premium, we have DMs. We're doing a weekend class on, not class. I used to call it class. Now I just kind of a Q&A. Weekend Q&A tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. So noon West Coast Pacific, I guess you would call that. So we're gonna get together live, me and a few people. They're usually smaller because it's just premium members, and talk about anything the members want. I know we will be doing options discussions tomorrow for sure, and anything else anybody brings to the table. About me, I've been doing this for 20 years. My biggest score was like almost 2 million on AMC. And this to me feels like an AMC type moment, other than it's not like a piece of shit dying company with a shitty ass CEO. It's like a growth company that finally got the spark that it needed. It finally got its flowers, right? But I mean, and AMC and GameStop were whole nother animals, and I was in that from $1.88 all the way to 77, 78, and then all the way back to 14. So that's but I've been doing. I was in Tesla at 700 all the way to 3600, 35, 3600, like 3550. I was in Nvidia on the first run up. I got out when it was like 150. I don't even know. Or like I want to say 450, but I'm trying to think, because it's had so many splits. I don't even know. Like the price you see now, it's hilarious because that is not what Nvidia is, guys. Nvidia is like $5 stock. Even if you just go back 5 years, 5 years. Like if you go back to CV19, guys, Nvidia was only $8 because of all the splits. So when people think like, oh, this thing's going to 400, you might be on crack. It's a $3 trillion stock at 130. That would put it to almost $10 trillion. Like it's pretty much peaked, guys. These $3 trillion companies, we almost didn't have any $1 trillion companies until COVID hit. And now we have Meg 7. We almost had 8 there for a minute. I think we had like Broadcom was in there. But yeah, like even if you just go right to the very end of 2019, it was only $3 on the chart. So something to think about when you're looking at the share price of a company, or you got to consider like market cap and stuff like that, guys. But we're at the bottom here. I think it's only. I mean, Monday we could be red again. I really don't want to see it. But any bears that dare enter here, I think they have a death wish, because I don't think people are going away. I'll just be a bag holder. I'm sure everybody that enters today and yesterday will just become bag holders. Why would we not? This is going to reduce power consumption 5%, and it's going to reduce maintenance costs 70%. Tell me where there anywhere in there that's bearish when your partner is Nvidia. I don't know. But anyways, join the Discord. We have we go over a lot all sorts of stocks every day. Market movers are posted every day, so you don't have to pay me for a watch list like some of these other YouTubers want you to pay $1 or $2 a day for a watch list. It's nothing like that. Everything, every channel is included in the Discord. Thank you guys. Free.